Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Miami for our penultimate episode of season 2 of the Nightlife, our Vampire the Masquerade chronicle set in sunny Miami. Exciting
exactly
things
where you want vampires to be.
Yeah, they really love the humidity. From what I hear, it's their favorite. Things are starting to coalesce and become very real for our coterie. And we're going to dive right back into it here, but I do want to give everybody the opportunity to introduce themselves because we have a pretty fresh coterie mate. Why don't we start with you? Hey, Justice, who are you and who are you playing tonight?
Oh, hi. My name is Justice. I'm on the socials as Stash Mandu. And tonight I'm playing the super friendly and well-adjusted Nos Barry, who
Wonderful.
may or may not have been someone else in a different life.
I mean,
like all of us.
He was, though.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, he was. Jen, how about you?
I am Jen Kretschmer. You can find me on Twitter as @DreamWisp. You can find me streaming on Twitch as DreamWispJen. And tonight I am playing your not so friendly neighborhood La Sombra, Giselle de la Scala.
If Giselle de la Scala is living in your neighborhood, you need to move immediately. I'm telling you right now.
Or just stay there.
Or, run.
It'll go great.
Run. Gabe, how about you?
Hi, I'm Gabe Hicks, Gabe James Games Cross Socials, and today I am playing your Toreador sweetheart, Louvier Bateo, who is... He's a narcissist. I'll say it today.
I mean, he got a new nickname last episode.
Which one?
The Vampire Vibrator.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I actually wrote that down, like, in a notebook, my idea notebook. That is going to stay with me forever.
I'm thinking we need
Buzz,
T-shirts and bumper stickers, like the marketability here.
I can legitimately, like, flex the muscles in my arms and my legs so that, like, they actually, like, it's... Anyways, that's me.
And last but certainly not least, Nora, who are you and who are you playing?
Hello, everybody. I'm Nora Ibrahim. You can find me everywhere at Norological. And tonight I play Carmina Magnus, the hotel boss babe and owner of the ultra luxurious boutique Magnus Hotel, which secretly caters to Kindred.
Wonderful. As I start out with every single one of these streams, this is a World of Darkness story. It is called the World of Darkness because there are some things in it that maybe get a little bit intense, a little bit dark. So we encourage you to step away if you find yourself maybe feeling that a little too heavily. We as a group have talked about lines and veils. We also have safety tools in place in case something comes up during the game. In the World of Darkness, that's a possibility every time. So we encourage you all to take the time that you need to be okay with being a part of our story. So without further ado, last week, the Glampires stood before Lucian Benedict as a fractured unit, Raina having gone missing after witnessing her daughter murdered, almost casually, by her best friend. They were introduced to their new babysitter, member, friend, Barry, a surly Nosferatu with a soft spot for all things entomological. And while his connections to all things insectoid delighted our resident hotel magnate, they left our Rose Louvier feeling less than cozy. Giselle managed to steal away from the group long enough to check in on Taja, a bartender who makes the finest gin fizz in memory. Taja had recently encountered Giselle's friend, Aleja, and presented her with a note left behind for her. The note showed a rough sketch of a floor plan. A small room was marked with a P and a slightly bent V shape. The note simply read, "You're either with us or against us." Knowing that her connection to Taja would place them in grave danger, Giselle used her abilities to send Taja away from Miami and the entire life she knew. Upon returning to La Palabra, it was clear right away, with the assistance of Mr. Pibbles, the brave Chihuahua, that Raina was gone and that another had been present. She'd packed up her things hastily and fled, leaving only a small office fire to remember her by. And that's where we'll pick up. The four of you stand at the entrance to the security office as the framed Romero family tree begins to blacken and curl in the flames. Mr. Pibbles comes rushing up behind you, face covered in red cherry juice still, and just begins barking furiously at the fire. What you doing?
Well, I have that fire extinguisher that I grabbed.
That's true.
And so I'm going to.
Excellent. Go ahead.
From as far away as I can safely do so.
Yeah, this isn't a big room. Go ahead and roll me, let's say, strength and composure, just to see how this works with.
What does the smart fire smell like? Like, does it smell like gas or like a wood fire?
Good question. Go ahead and roll me wits and awareness.
Okay.
2. Okay.
3 for me.
3. Luby, with 3 successes, you can smell alcohol, but not like the alcohol that you normally smell at La Palabra. This is more like rubbing alcohol or, acetone, something like that. Something that is designed to be either a chemical diluter or a solvent of some kind. And it's heavy. So it's really obvious that this fire was something that was not only set intentionally, but also was intended to spread quite quickly.
Yeah.
It has some accelerant to it. Giselle, you hold up this fire extinguisher and I've never used a fire extinguisher. You use the trigger the trigger of the fire extinguisher. And the kickback is just a little bit more than you expected. So you successfully aim it at the fire, but then you sort of like start getting pushed backwards. You actually sort of bump into Barry, who's standing behind you at this point. Barry, you in turn trip just a little bit over Mr. Pibbles, who's standing behind you in the doorway. Giselle, but it does seem to be working. You are able to sort of quiet the flames down to a very manageable little fire.
While this is happening, I do want to open up that back door that opens up into the alleyway, because I don't want a fire alarm going off and attracting any attention. And also I want to see if there's anybody out there.
Wonderful. Go ahead and roll me wits and streetwise, I think is probably the right way to do this.
Okay. Streetwise, all right. 3 successes.
Okay. You go and swing open the door, and it's with some force, so it actually does pull some of the smoke out into the alley as the force of the door opens, to avoid those smoke alarms that you're so concerned about. Looking out into the alley, there's no people that you can see, no signs of anyone having been there recently, but you can tell that the dumpster has been disturbed. It almost looks like there's one of those sort of latticed ladders for the building next door that's usually up and tucked away that has had a bolt cutter taken to it. Clearly been used for someone, but no signs of any people right now.
Can I do a sense the unseen just to double check?
Is that a roll?
It's Auspex, so I'm not sure what.
Roll me wits and Auspex. Just go ahead and do that as a pool for me.
Only 1 success.
It's still outside, eerily still, considering the chaos that's happening inside of La Palabra right now. But with one success, you get the sense that no one's nearby, no one's around. You are not being watched at this time.
Okay.
So inside, Giselle, you are able to kind of taper down the flames, and it gets to the point where you're sort of leaning into Barry, who is sort of bracing you up. Barry, would you like to do anything at this moment in time?
Well, it feels like I've got my hands full with this Lasombre activating technology that she doesn't know anything about.
I wouldn't call a fire extinguisher technology. It's pretty basic stuff, Barry.
I guess I'll just do my best to hold her up and tell Mr. Pibbles to run along home.
Do you say this in dog? Because technically it's still the same scene. So you could speak to him in his language, should you so choose.
Yes, I do that.
Wonderful. He's behind you yelling, fire, fire, there's a fire, there's a fire. Do you see it? Do you see the fire? Do you see the fire? I'm pointing at the fire. Do you see the fire? Do you see the fire? You should do something about that. Get the fire. What are you doing? Get the fire. Over and over and over again. And you just say, Mr. Pibbles, go home. He immediately turns to you and starts barking in your direction now. But there's a fire. You want me to leave while there's a fire? There's a fire. This is so exciting. Aren't you going to do something about it? Aren't you? Meanwhile, Giselle has managed to tame the flames, and now it's gotten to the point where it's, that the sort of ash that's particular to paper that has the singed edges, and it all sort of just wafts through the air. Pieces of the Romero family tree have sort of started settling as these still burning but mostly put out pieces of paper float to the floor.
From what we're looking at, is the entire thing singed, or does it look like the fire was it lit? They try to light this tree from one particular area.
Roll me intelligence and investigation.
Did we confirm before that Mr. Pibbles said no one was in here, or just didn't see anyone?
Mr. Pibbles let you all know that no one was there right now, but that when Raina had come back, she did have someone else with her.
Okay.
Yeah.
6 successes, including a critical.
Amazing. You can tell, Carmina, looking at the burn pattern on this remains of the piece of paper, that it was very intentionally lit. And not only was it intentionally lit, but it was very precisely lit. It was as if the person who started the fire took the accelerant and made a shape on the tree itself before they lit it.
What kind of a shape?
Leaning in closely and inspecting the patterns, you can't make out the fine details, but what you can see is sort of a circular shape at the bottom with a piece that juts up from the center with maybe some sort of a bar across it. It all has very jagged edges, though. It's very hard to tell.
Do you guys see this? What is it on this tree in specific? Like, what is this right here that would make them do this? And I kind of just trace it.
Could you explain to me what we're looking at here? What's the significance of this doodad?
Genealogy. What is it over?
The circular portion at the very bottom of this burn pattern makes a perfect circle right around Maceo's name. If you recall, he was the base of this tree. This tree showed all of his descendants going back from the time when he first came over to Florida in 1700s, I believe, was the actual time period.
So somebody's sending us a not so subtle message.
Is it possible a descendant of some sort knows
Carmine
what
is the only
happened?
descendant on here, as far as I know. Unless, Barry, you have some family you haven't told us about. I mean,
Not
I say you have
hardly.
family. You
Definitely no one so distinguished as to have a tree.
How many of you would have made it a point to learn about kindred hierarchy and structure? Who here has an eye for history and would be interested in that kind of thing?
Probably a little bit, because of the idea that the ones in charge are probably the ones who are viewed upon in the best way.
Okay.
And I think for Carmina, it would
Yeah.
only interest her in her social climbing.
Okay. Giselle, any thoughts?
Yeah, I think that I have curiosity about things like politics and society and some
Okay.
of the local history as well. I mean, I think that part of my traveling in the past led me to have some curiosity.
Okay. Giselle and Luby, please make me an intelligence and either occult or politics, whichever is higher between the two.
Two successes.
2 successes.
Also 2 successes.
Hell yeah.
With 2 successes, the two of you know that a lot of what is said and stated about kindred culture is sort of reading between the lines. And it's never really been important to you all until very recently when you were invited to an Elysium. But you know that the powers that be, the Camarilla, speak vehemently in their opposition of the anarchs and the anarch culture. They believe the anarchs go against everything that they stand for, everything that kindred society has worked for. However, if you pull back the gossamer curtain of what the Camarilla say about the anarchs, you can tell there's a much bigger fear lurking under there. You know that fear is the Sabbat. And though that doesn't mean much to you, you don't know any Sabbat. You know that that's the one thing that would scare everyone on this family tree. And if you knew anything about the symbolism of the Sabbat, which, Giselle, it's probably iconography that you would have come across once or twice at least, you know that their symbol is a circular design with a blade coming up the center, a bar across it, and razor edges.
Well, either there's fun trouble or there's just trouble. Trouble.
Right.
You're muted.
There's a fire in here. I don't think it's fun trouble.
Now the question is it even worth putting out the fire?
What do you mean?
This place is burned literally and figuratively. The more we fight it, the more we expend time and effort that might be better else put somewhere more enticing.
This isn't. And I take out the napkin that I have in my pocket. Sounds like there are messages being sent all over tonight. And I put it on the table.
I feel like I might be a little in the dark here, but I'm with the rose there. You know, you burn the thing to the ground, you don't got to worry about it no more. Of course, if I were to talk to my handler, I'm sure he'd say, keep this place bumping at all costs.
You burn it to the ground, sometimes you get trapped inside.
I don't think this is just about this club.
You should step outside before you burn it down. That's just common sense.
I don't look again at the thing that Giselle puts down on the table. You said it's a napkin?
Has a map on it, and I point to the corner that has the P and the symbol. I think that might be Percival.
Carmina and
Heck
Barry.
of a lot like a seagull.
Carmina and Barry, go ahead and roll me intelligence and survival.
Two successes.
New successes.
No successes?
Look,
Does
survival's
that mean
not.
you get hungrier?
I don't know. Why would I get hungrier?
I don't know. I really wanted you to fail on your roll. Okay. Two successes. Carmina, this looks familiar. There's something about this floor plan that seems, I don't know, like you've been there before.
So this isn't a floor plan of the club, which is what it's not.
Looking at it, and this is a good revision for everybody. So first of all, if you're a visual person like me, I actually had to draw out what I was talking about. You can go and check it out on my Twitter. It's there if you want to see what I'm going to describe to you. So you're looking at what appears to be a crudely drawn floor plan of, I don't know, some kind of office building. There's a section in the southeast corner of the map. It sort of looks like cubicles that are drawn out. It looks like there are a couple big conference rooms, maybe north of that. You know, pretty par for the course when it comes to an office building. But what is strange is not only is this map marked with X's in particular spots, but also in the northwest corner of the map, there appears to be a piece of the floor plan that's sectioned off into very small quarters. It looks like there's a little hallway with a door leading into it. The westwardmost one of these rooms, as Giselle said, is marked with a P and a curved V that looks very much like a seagull.
Storyteller,
Yes, dear.
does this look familiar to Barry in the sense that he has been here before he was turned?
I mean, it would have if you'd rolled anything above 0 successes.
Great.
So you're just looking at it, and we'll say that Barry has looked at a lot of floor plans in his life, actually. You know what? I want you to re-roll that dice pool and add 2 dice to it. Because of who Barry was.
That is better. That is 2 successes.
All right. With 2 successes, you also get a sense of familiarity with this map. However, because your encounter with this particular location was much more recent, this is the Benedict Consulting office on floor 14 downtown.
Oh, that's where I know this from.
That didn't seem excited.
No, it's
No, there's nothing
It's-
like being threatened to make you excited to go somewhere.
It works for me.
Nah, me too. Fair
so
enough.
this is Lucian's office. Great.
Oh,
Yes. Yeah, I've been here.
What were you doing there?
I was Lucian's lapdog for a short time. It's not a habit I wish to continue, however, regardless what chains he has tied to me. See what he did to me?
That's why Harvey kept telling me that Lucian knows where Percival is, because he literally has him.
Who is Percival? Kid, I'm so behind here. Look, I don't know what's going on. Who is with us or against us? Who is this? Who's the person that was here burning the club down? What is going on?
That's a lot of questions.
I highly doubt Lucian himself would come here and start a fire. So maybe somebody that works for him has come down here to send a message. How did you have this, Giselle?
Like I said, it was given to me.
But how does this person who gave it to you, how are they connected in all of this?
Not a clue.
I'd provide more details, but she ducked my bug.
Wouldn't say ducked so much as told you not to send it after me. You did anyway.
I have my orders.
I enforced boundaries.
so here's an important question. What are we going to do about Lucy? Because we have proved very quickly at Sireberry, you're new here, that we will do whatever it takes to get someone out of our way. So what are we going to do about little old Lucy?
Seems to me there are three
There are
Fighting. For a spot. Letting them knock one another out.
It's not a bad idea.
Tired each other out.
Y'all are speaking in riddles.
Luvia Angelica took a liking to you.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did. I trust her as much as I trust myself to not consume a bachelorette party. I don't.
I'm not saying we gain their confidence. I'm just saying maybe we pit them against each other.
Oh, absolutely. If you tell that woman there's a mirror in the corner, she'll try to see any beauty of hers that she can. You just have to put, I don't know, an automatic bolt firing crossbow attached to a tripwire in front of the mirror. Not saying I've thought about it. But there's no way that they like each other. That's why they sucked up to all of us. They're treating us like children, expecting us to fight for our parents. But the sins of the father are not the sins of the son. That was a biblical reference, Barry.
You should
in case
always
you didn't get that one.
Watch out for the sun. Sometimes they fight back.
Good.
Well, that leaves Harvey.
The one with the sad name of a Batman villain, I don't think there's much to worry about them.
Well,
Or an
what's
imaginary
worse is that
rabbit.
he's a magician.
Ooh, so we get to make him disappear.
Eventually.
All right, I'm going to be honest. I really don't give a damn about what happens to these people, because the sooner they are out of the way, the more a spotlight shines on me. And that is much nicer. They can suck up as much as they want. But the problem is their compliments are laced with arsenic. I'd rather have the compliments and adoration of a puppy than a goddamn pterodactyl. So,
Does anybody know what he's talking about?
I'd rather kill them all than deal with them, Barry.
Why didn't you just say that?
And I don't like the fact that there is this bullshit hierarchy to begin with that is sitting here threatening the legacy of my business.
So what are we going to do about it?
We send in a puppy.
Slowly turn my head.
Not an actual puppy.
Oh,
I don't
right.
think that'll do much.
I hate that Barry and I were on the same page.
No, I was looking at Barry.
Oh, I was looking for Mr. Pibbles.
I could do that. That's
What?
within my wheelhouse.
You can turn into a dog.
Well, yes, technically.
Okay.
Are you sure?
Maybe I
Right,
was going to see if he
my
can find a
tongue.
bottle of something that's not on fire. Can he get behind the bar? Is there?
I mean, of course you can. You literally have to leave this conversation and go back out to the main room at La Palabra, but you have a fully stocked bar out there.
I'm sure
go
there's
wild. What do you want?
I'm sure there's a file cabinet with something in it.
Tequila.
I mean, Aleja did stash a few bottles of Patron back here just for personal
yes.
use, you know.
Look, I took
Angel
points
that
so
she
that
is.
I can drink alcohol. I'm
Was-
going to drink alcohol.
You do you.
I like your style. Does the handwriting look like Aleja's handwriting on the napkin?
You would have seen it enough to know that, yeah, this looks exactly like the chicken scratch that she used to leave all over invoices and schedules and all kinds of documents for the bar. This is most definitely something that she wrote for you.
Well, now is when we get to decide how happy Aleja is that we didn't just leave her to die. Thoughts? Or not?
To be honest, I'm getting so sick of all of this shit, and I would rather burn them to the ground.
Barry.
Lucian, Harvey, Angelica, everybody.
Barry, all of these names that they're throwing around, none of them mean anything to you except Lucian's. You heard him casually mention Angelica and Harvey in passing, but it was never anything important, nothing concrete. Probably just insulting them in passing, if I'm being honest. You were thrown into this without a life preserver, with no information. You were clearly handed over to people who are unstable and incapable of making decisions to keep both themselves and you alive. This is not what you thought eternal life would be.
Not at all. All right, let me just interject here. I know I'm the new kid, but look, I feel a little cheated here I thought I was going to get these powers, and instead I look like somebody ran over my face.
Did you get your powers?
Well, not the ones I wanted, but that's irrelevant. Look, I have no love for Lucian. I don't care what position he put me in here. He's basically tied a rock to my throat and tossed me in a pit that seems, listening to you all, like I don't know, like lunchroom at a junior high school. You're all backbiting one another. You've got unlimited powers and eternal life, and I just feel like you should have more to think about than playing chess with people. I don't know what's going on here.
Being thinking on multiple levels at once. You underestimate all of us if you think we can only think about one thing at a time.
Trust me, lady, I'm not underestimating anybody. I know that I'm the cockroach in this group. I'm the lowest of the low. But all I'm saying is I have no idea what's going on. Now, I have experience and I can help out, but I got to know what's going on. You keep talking over my head.
We're all trying to figure this shit out too.
Barry, we want to kill the people that are in our way because the last time we came across someone in our way, we ate both of them.
Bastien wants to kill all of the people in our way. I'd rather sit it out and wait for them to kill each other.
So this is an alliance, Barry. You are now one of the people we don't want to kill, which is a short list.
Now, Barry, Lucian basically, I doubt this was your own free will that you wanted to tag along and hang out with us all night, right?
No, not at all.
And Lucian is the person who turned me just to dick over my father in the family business.
Oh.
So this is a little personal.
That I can understand.
And I'm not going to have somebody like him, or anybody for that matter, get in the way of me just trying to run my own goddamn life.
The way you all talk, it seems like you had much more freedom as humans.
You could say that.
Mm.
In some ways. But overthinking it of, would I be better off then, or am I better off now, is kind of useless because there's nothing we could do about it at this point. So we do what's best for our own lives now.
All right. So the way I see it, we got 3 major players in the game. I may not look like it, but I had my fingers in a little bit of politics back in the old days. By the old days, I mean like 3 friggin' weeks ago before, face and whatnot. So I can understand. What's that?
You're that new?
Yeah. Like I still got real life smell on me.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. So I apologize if I'm a little short. I'm still getting used to things.
As Barry is talking about this, you can see more of the sort of mottled skin on his face just starts to slide and fall off. And you're reminded by the slight smack as it hits the floor that he might have been human 3 weeks ago, but not anymore.
We are what we are, Barry. We're not here to give any sort of second thought to how your features are changing. None of us have a choice in that. And that doesn't change who you are. I get the frustration, though.
I can't say I was exactly a good person before this all kicked off anyway, but
Well, now
No, I didn't want to look like meat.
Barry,
get to
we
start
accept
over.
you for who you are.
Okay, I appreciate it. It does help. Like, you know, I was feeling pretty bad with the bugs in the face, but y'all are great. So I don't know where this Boston accent is coming from. We're gonna rotate back into this. Yeah.
Again,
Look.
you choose who you want to be.
Look,
So
I gave up on my accent. I've been faking that for months.
Why? Yeah, it doesn't matter. So we're all agreed, right, that Lucian sucks balls,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but not like good, like he sucks.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right.
Would not let him.
And who are these other two players you mentioned?
Angelica and
Yeah.
Harvey.
Do they both suck as well?
Yes,
But
one
not
is
like,
named
you know.
after a doll from a cartoon, and the other is named after a terrible Batman villain. None of them are good.
All right. So,
I
Miss,
believe the doll's name was Cynthia.
Thank you for saying it. It was on the tip of my tongue.
I didn't think anyone was actually going to correct me, so I was just going to breeze past it. And I love that, like,
you
were like,
you couldn't get away with
I
that.
was like, no, I can't interrupt. This is too serious. No Rugrats trivia right now.
All right. So, I don't think, I don't know your capabilities, but based on what I know about Lucian and what he's got in his back pocket, I don't think we're prepared to storm the gates.
No, that's why I agree with you. I don't think we're strong enough, just, the four of us to take on who knows how many people he has waiting for us. That map might just well be a trap for us. We don't know.
Does anyone else think that it's strange that they would think Percival was enough of a threat that he needed to be dealt with?
He does deal in information, and he must know something that they don't want everybody knowing.
I think it's more than that.
You think so?
Percival's a punk.
Yeah, but I love him, so it's fine.
What I'm saying is punks are threats to the system.
That's
Something
true.
that Percival scared them.
Possibly.
He knew
Storyteller.
something. He had someone.
He
Maybe
did
it's
live.
us.
He did live by his own rules.
Storyteller, Percival was the one who I could not find, and I saw blood probably of in the sewer. Right? Awkward. All right, cool. Thank you.
I will remind you, though,
Mhm.
you have no concrete reason to believe that he's dead.
Oh no, I mean,
I mean, he is dead. You're all dead. Shocker, surprise.
but
Mhm.
final dead.
Spoiler.
Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm. I will say Percival's home was definitely ransacked, dirty, bloody, and pretty much trashed.
Oh my God, were his records gone? Because I need those back if he's not coming back.
That's your
Do-
concern, right?
do you
So I'm like, no,
actually
not
like
my
him?
main concern. Yes. We've been friends for a while. And a lot of those records that are valuable in his collection, I gave to him, and I want those motherfuckers back if we don't see Percival.
I hope there wasn't blood on them that I saw all over the place. Lots of blood.
Canonically,
Wait,
the
when?
Paul McCartney albums absolutely had blood on them because canonically he is a kindred. And
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
We did establish that. When was this?
About a day ago. Yesterday.
And you thought to just not say anything about it?
100%. I thought you'd be mad.
I am mad.
This is why I didn't say anything. you get like these angry eyes when I speak sometimes.
It's because of those words that come out of your mouth.
Yeah, but
make me want to kill everybody.
Everybody or just most people?
Depends on what you say, but sometimes everybody.
Ooh, I can work with that.
Didn't you just take down the bachelorette party? Focus. We gotta focus.
Look,
that's
again, with the lunchroom back and forth. What are we in grade school? All right. Look, I don't know who this Percy is, but he seems important to you all, and he seems important enough that Lucian's nabbed him. I think Giselle's correct. It definitely has some information or it threatened them in some way. So if we don't like Lucian, my teeth keep falling out. It's the worst. If we don't like Lucian, then the enemy of my enemy is my friend, right? So we need Percy. I'm not saying he's an enemy, but if Lucian didn't like him, then we should probably want him, right?
Looking at the napkin, is there anything that obviously it's the you're either with us or against us written on there. Is there anything that would indicate who that us would be other than the fact that it's in Aleja's handwriting?
Definitively, no. But again, with your knowledge of kindred society being a little more in depth than the rest of this crew, you would know that the us could very well be Sabat. Could be anarchs. Whoever it is, it's someone who seems to hold Lucian and the other Primogen in the same respect as you all. Someone with at least this goal in common with you.
It seems to me that it's a win-win in terms of getting Percival out.
Yeah.
All right. So we know the four of us can't do it.
Then the question becomes, how do we get in? So Barry, you used to work there.
Well, not exactly, but yeah.
What does not exactly mean?
I mean, I didn't really work there. I was there limited time. Look, I was off doing my own thing, and then I found out about the kindred, and Lucian kind of brought me in, and then he double crossed me and stuffed me in a pit, and now I look like this. So we're past that,
No,
so
we're not past that, because are there people you could talk to who might not know about your current situation? Might be able to get us in the door.
I might know some people who still work there.
I don't know many people there, but I do have a couple contacts. Look, my previous life, again, information gathering to a certain extent. And so I know a few people around. I can make some calls. I can get in, but we need more firepower. What can you all bring to the table?
I hate to say it, but I am great at antagonizing, distracting, and potentially being... I'm a very durable punching bag.
How does that help us?
Because if you need someone to not...
Hands that are busy punching are distracted.
You need them to look anywhere but where you are. It's very easy to make people look directly at me, because either they want to look at me, or if they take their eyes off of me, they're afraid I'm going to cause so many problems they will never sleep again.
Or so much fun.
And here's the thing. We may not have all the power to take on Harvey, Lucian, and Angelica, but I think we could go in and get Percival if that's where he is.
I'm in. He was nice. Weird. Kind of like a corgi, but nice.
Actually, I can get in, no problem, because I'm supposed to be reporting on you all. But, if I go in with the wrong motivation and get found out, y'all can't leave me flapping in the wind.
We wouldn't do that. Plus, if we do run into people and they get the idea that we're not supposed to be there, I can make them forget that we were there in the first place.
Also remind the coterie that not only do they have high up government contacts, they have contacts in the police. Plenty of folks who could be legitimate, perfectly mundane distraction to get into a building or into an office or to get out of a building or an office.
It would be a shame if there were sudden, unexpected building inspections. If only we knew some building inspectors, health inspectors, safety inspectors. Oh, wait.
So we get a blueprint of the building itself, so we know all the entrances and exits. We figure out the best circumstances to get in, under what guise. We figure out what time of night is best, and possibly have reinforcements if we need it.
Sounds like a solid plan.
I will say, if you do want to draw attention away from what all of you are doing, one of the best things that I could ever suggest is to get all of the people who hate me in one place. And then just watch it ride. Because
Like
they will hear that from blocks away.
The lobby of this building.
Yeah. I could text Sid. Could call Aleja just in case. Could call Bastien. Tell him I'm finally, what if I told all of them either A, I'm finally ready for that date and invited them all to the same place, or said I stole something from them and have them come and get it.
Why don't you invite them to your wedding?
You getting married? Congratulations.
I am now. Oh my God. You know what? I am sure.
Congratulations on your impending nuptials.
Where are you registered?
I have a Bed Bath & Beyond gift card that I've been sitting on for a while.
No.
He just wants Beyond. Doesn't care about the others.
My man is going to go to Zeta.
Maybe the bed.
I'm going to go find a weird...
Fair.
Wait. Oh, no. Barry's dead. Damn.
I'm right here.
No, sorry, you're Barry.
Barry's dead.
Who was
Barry
the
is
cute
dead.
little pet man that I had and I stole his hat?
Felipe? I've
Not
heard
that
you
one.
talk
The
about
other one.
I don't know. There's so many I can't keep up.
The one that
really.
was in love with you, Carmina, but I went
Peter.
in. Peter.
Peter.
Peter's dead.
Peter is
Super dead.
Super dead.
Damn.
I really love that we keep forgetting, though, because it just shows how
But you
completely
thought his brother
unimportant
was
he
hot.
was to all of you.
Well, his brother
Peter 2.0 is much better, is much more put together.
and works for the Attorney General.
And
Oh
works
my-
for the
a lawyer?
Attorney General.
I'm going to marry a lawyer to, There you go. Ooh, if they hear I'm getting married to a lawman, they will show up and they will show out.
So I'm curious.
Mhm.
What is our plan here? What favors are we calling in? What contexts are we cashing in? It sounds to me like Louvier is going to call everyone he's ever swiped right on.
Not that. Like a third of them.
Okay,
Have
all
on
right.
space.
And your intent is to call them all to the building?
Why don't you just have a bachelor party?
Oh my God, it just gets better and better. Yes. Call them to the building for a bachelor party. And also loads of strippers. Loads.
I'm sorry. How is this going to help us get Percival out of this building?
Because all of the security and everyone that would want to kick you out is going to be trying to get me and a whole bunch of drunk Floridians out of this lobby.
I
Or
don't
they're
think they
just
have
gonna
enough
wanna
security.
Get in on whatever is the evening devolves into.
I'm also okay with that.
So storyteller, the hope is that with all of this commotion, all of these people focused on Louvier, it draws distinctly less attention to whatever these three choose to do in the shadows of that. And trying to make it so that security is trying to be involved. Louvier might also try to call in a connection to a dispatcher to ignore 911 calls.
Oh my God. Okay.
Amazing.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So what is I have to imagine that this is kind of like a BCC text situation where you send the same thing to everybody, but they don't know it's being sent to everybody. So what does this text or email or whatever, this Evite or DM, what does it sound like? What does it say?
Hey, witches, I'm getting hitched, having a bachelor party at the lobby, sends address. Be there, be scared. I don't know. I'm really drunk and there's a lot of alcohol here. If you have anything you want to say to me, now's the time. Orgy starts next one in 3 hours. Okay, bye. Send.
Except it's more like 13 hours because the sun is coming up right now.
That one.
Yeah. Wonderful. So you send that message and you immediately start searching for extra large slip and slides and, Costco size containers of olive oil and that kind of thing. Everything you need for your bachelor party. And you immediately start getting texts back that just say, what the fuck?
Yeah.
A bunch of exclamation points. Like there's a wall of text from Bastien that comes in that is exactly what you would expect. And all told, how many people did this message go out to?
You want a reasonable number or an unreasonable or a probably more realistic number?
I want a Louvier number.
I probably have sent it a couple times because texts usually do max out at 20. So I'd probably have sent it to at least 20 people 4 times.
Okay.
About 80.
All right.
Oh,
okay, that isn't as high as I was wondering.
Bring your friends is also at the end of it.
Wonderful.
I do hand Louvi my black card and say, "Oh, this is definitely on me. Go nuts."
There's
no private jets here.
Carmina, remind me what was the production that you were going to be putting on at the Magnus Hotel to cover for Barry's existence?
It was What We Do in the Shadows, the burlesque show.
Yeah, just for me, just as a gift, could we make that the theme of this bachelor party?
Oh, absolutely. Because because calls have already been made to try to like get cast and get this production up and going, I have a list of contacts for, you know, your aerial acrobats and trapeze artists,
dancers.
I mean, the more the merrier.
This is a hell of a show, Giselle. This is.
I know because I.
Yep. I know.
And,
wonderful. Okay. So with that in mind,
Alexander Fletcher on the phone.
Spectacular. So, Livy, you are sort of hammed up for all the people who are responding infuriated by this invitation to your bachelor party. You know that they won't miss it though. Like they'll be catty bitches on the phone, but you know that they're going to show up. Giselle, you call up Alexander Fletcher.
Get some dancers.
How many dancers?
Maybe 15.
Wonderful. Great.
5 for everyone else.
Not these are not strippers. These are performers for the burlesque show. Who are, I mean, these are we're calling the head of the Miami Ballet. Like these are
Profesh.
And they're like uranium glass. You don't really touch them, but you enjoy them.
Correct. For looking only.
Sure. Giselle, who else would you like to reach out to? Who else would you get in touch with?
So the first person that comes to mind is Jonathan, potentially.
Okay.
Because Mr. Tourism Board is a seems to be like potentially a useful contact here.
Okay.
This is an older building, right?
Or
is this a new super modern building?
It's not super modern. It's one of those like a 90s office complex kind of thing.
That's a trickier thing. I was thinking if it was a newer building, they would have the plans because they would have wanted to publicize it. And if it was an old building, it would be a landmark and they would have wanted to publicize it. That's less valuable to me. What else is in that building? This is on the 14th floor. Is the entire building Benedict Consulting?
If you take a look at the current business listings for that address, Benedict Consulting is only the 14th floor. The other things are like there's a dentist that's on one floor. There's probably a real estate agent on another. All of those sort of metropolitan businesses that it feels like there's like 10 within spitting distance of each other downtown. There's a bank like in the lobby and that kind of thing.
Law offices?
Yeah.
I have a feeling that I have been tracking up and coming lawyers for a long time. I mean, certainly I got the most recent class listings, but I think this is something that was not a new thing for Giselle to do.
Sure.
So I might have some contacts already in the building who I could potentially get a little intel about the layout, entrances, exits. And really, if we decide we want to be in there beforehand, a way in.
Okay. In your research, because you sort of pour through your records and see who you have in your Rolodex that would be working out of that building. It seems like as you look sort of side by side with your list of contacts and then information about the building itself, About 6 months ago, there were renovations that were done on the building that were mostly on the 14th floor. But some other floors were affected as well. Like the roof access was changed a little bit and given higher security. And they added bulletproof glass to a lot of the windows, not just on the 14th floor, but a lot of the other ones as well. There were just a lot of upgrades that were made.
Does that correspond with the mayor?
No, but what it does correspond with is you knew a lawyer or two, several just sort of account manager professionals, an accountant, a few people who worked in that building long time, actually. 6 months ago, they were all laid off inexplicably on the same day.
Does that date have any significance to us?
No.
No?
No, just a date.
Well, maybe the mayor's office would like to know that these unauthorized renovations have happened. An anonymous tip, perhaps.
Are they really going to send inspectors out in the middle of the night?
If it's deeply unsafe, something might happen to someone. Wouldn't that be terrible?
All right, I got a few contacts I can call. Luvi, you don't want your party to get interrupted, right?
Preferably not, no.
All right. Well, storyteller.
Yeah.
I have some dots and contacts.
Okay.
From my former life where I was a blackmailing baddie.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
And those ones were specifically in local politics. So I'd like to give them a shout before going to bed and let them know to disable all emergency calls from this building for the evening.
All right. Roll me.
Someone's gonna die.
Roll me your manipulation and contacts.
Yeah.
Because I don't care how well you know this person, they're gonna know that that's a dumbass idea.
Well, yeah, but they don't have a choice. That's 3 successes.
What is this person's name?
This is the city comptroller, Daryl Vagabond. That's what he is in my Rolodex anyway.
Holy cow.
I don't know what his last name actually is. And I have some very incriminating information on him.
Weird question, though. Does he think you're dead?
He doesn't know. He still thinks I'm alive.
Okay. You call him, and Daryl Vagabond picks up the phone. Daryl, what can I do for you?
It's time. This is Barry. Remember that time I said there'd be time for you to pull a favor?
It's like 6 a.m. Could you have waited?
You know what I have on you. And if you don't want it leaked out to everybody, you're going to take care of this for me tonight.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Well, what do you need?
I want you to disable all outgoing emergency calls from this building. And I'll give him the address.
Okay. All emergency calls? Are you sure?
All emergency calls. Automatic. So if a fire goes off, I don't want the fire department responding.
That seems wildly unsafe.
Yeah, and so did. I'm looking at some pictures here, and those are wildly unsafe as well.
Okay, look, do I have your word that those are going to be destroyed if I do this for you? I mean, people could die, man. Like,
this makes us square.
That's not a yes.
I will delete the files that I have.
Okay. All right. Good. My mother's still alive. She could never see those. She'd never forgive me. I swear to God. Okay. All right. I'll disable the emergency calls. It's one night, though. I can probably get it done for like 3 hours, 4 hours, maybe. But before that, the backup systems are going to kick in and things are going to come through.
That should be plenty. Have it start at sunset.
Okay. All right. Do I want to?
No,
I don't. Okay.
Don't ask questions that are going to get you in bigger trouble than you're already in.
Are you done? Is that it?
Yes.
Fine. Fuck you, Barry. He hangs up.
All right. We don't have to worry about police or EMS involvement tonight.
Barry, I was wrong about you. You know how to party.
Meanwhile, Carmina, I feel like, has been texting diligently and probably organizing her plans and her thoughts. Who would Carmina be getting in touch with right now?
Carmina would be getting in touch with someone she knew from back when she was alive, who actually worked at Magnus and Benedict, who now works for Lucian. At the time, he was a junior executive, Conrad Ellis. And Conrad Ellis used to try to ask me out on dates all the fucking time. And so I'm going to slide into his DMs and ask him out for a drink. And what I'm going to do is just get him to give me his key card, and I'm going to walk right in. But that's not the only person who I'm going to call.
Okay.
What I'm also going to arrange is I need to arrange from my hotel staff, my elite squad, the same people who came in as an extraction team. I want eyes all on the outside of the building to keep in contact with us for who's coming and who's going, who we should be concerned about coming in and out. I want a few people placed within that bachelor party dressed up like they're partying, but what they're going to be doing is going to keep an eye out on all of the elevators, exits, and entrances. They're going to just be my eyes there to see if there's anybody coming in after us. And then it's just walking right in with the security codes.
Okay. We'll say that you have 3 of these elite members of this squad to spare for Luby's bachelorette party or bachelor party. I assume you wanted to keep some of them with your father at the safe house.
Yeah. What I want is I want one person on the ground on the outside. I want one person inside at the party. I want one person on the roof.
Okay. Person on the roof is probably going to be wearing a tactile turtleneck because that's what you wear. Tactile neck. Person outside can be wearing just about anything. What is the person who's going to be going to Luvy's party dressed as? Because it's got to kind of be extra.
Okay. They are wearing a pink lame Speedo and with a matching bolero feathered jacket and roller skates, and that's about it. And they are ripped.
I debated not asking that question, but I'm
tattoos
so
everywhere,
body glitter,
of course. But tattoos everywhere, gold lame Speedo, hot pink bolero feather jacket, nothing else.
Spectacular, wonderful. obviously reminiscent of Laszlo, since this is a what we do in the shadows party.
Yes.
Clearly.
He's actually the costume designer for the Now burlesque show that I need to put on.
Amazing. Perfection. We need a special spin-off episode just for that. Wonderful. All right. Anyone else you would like to get in touch with, Carmina? Anything else you want to prepare for this? Or any of you for that matter. If there are folks that you want to get in touch with to either create a distraction, to come in with you, to be waiting when you come out, whatever.
I want to make sure that when I send that message, I send a copy of that message to Sid. But at the end of it, it says, they almost didn't want me to let you come because they thought that you'd take me away.
Okay.
I crave violence.
This is, man. Giselle or Barry, anyone else that you feel the need to drag into this fiasco? Not fiasco, but this mess. Because it will be
one more.
All right. Hit me, Barry.
My former coworker, who is now sort of under my thumb here, Trent Droyle. He's an ace with electronic security systems and cameras, and I'd really like him to just be tapped in. So, if somebody tries to stop us in the elevators or stop us, he can open the doors and, keep us moving through, kind of our eyes in the sky with an electronic button.
And maybe destroy it all afterwards.
Here's a question for you. The last time that I'm aware of you and Trent interacting was the night that he introduced you to Lucian. Has he seen you since then?
He has. So he introduced me to Lucian, and he thought he was getting his wings, as it were, but instead I got him. Lucian can't be trusted for anything. And he noticed, he thought maybe he could ride my coattails on up the ladder. So I've been just kind of teasing him along and utilizing our past relationship to maintain him as a ace in my sleeve.
Okay. Do you text him? Do you call him? How is it that you're getting in touch with Trent?
I actually run that through an email on it's not a traditional email line. You might call it the dark web messaging service kind of thing, untrackable. He doesn't like traditional means of communication anymore.
Just put it on Reddit in code.
Oh, no. Ooh, can I dial that back? I'm sorry. I forgot about my powers. I want to send a bird.
What kind of bird?
A pigeon.
All right. I'm going to remind everyone, including the audience, that it's like 6:30 in the morning right now. So Trent, laying in bed, just kind of chilling. He's got one leg hanging off the side of the bed. He doesn't really have a job, so
he hasn't gone to bed. He's been playing World of Warcraft all night.
Literally until 4:30 in the morning. So he just went to bed as the sun's coming up. And he's just sort of laying there in the stillness of the morning, and the windows giving off that just like that hint of pink light. And all of a sudden, a pigeon runs into the window. Was this a carrier pigeon, or are you just expecting it to like squawk a message at him? What is the plan here?
Well, I tied a message to his leg. That's the only real safe way to do it without risk of interception.
Sure. So I'm naming him Pancake now. Pancake the pigeon just sort of splats into the window. And you see, like, from a third party perspective, you see Trent just sort of jolts up in his bed and he goes, "What the fuck?" And he goes over to the window and he swings it open, and there's this bird sort of just looking into the sky, completely dazed. And it sort of hops onto his windowsill and just stands there and stares at him. And Trent is very confused. Trent's never received a carrier pigeon before. I don't think many people have.
Coming back, it's stylish. All the
I
kids will
don't.
be doing it
That's
soon.
not true. So he's just sort of sitting there having this staring contest with a pigeon. We'll have to come back to that and hope that he figured out what was happening there. Lord knows the pigeon couldn't tell him.
One more I want to do.
Hit me with it, Giselle.
I would like to. Oh, you're all going to hate me so much for this. I'm sorry in advance.
I can't wait.
I would like to send a message directly to Benedict Consulting that says they're coming for Lucian. Get him and any essential staff away. This is your only warning.
Follow-up questions.
Yes.
Is this message from you?
I don't think I put a name to it.
That's not what I asked. Is it coming from an email address that could somehow be traced back to you? I mean, you don't have the most technologically advanced tools at your disposal.
I'm not. I don't think I'm sending it via email. This would be through one of my contacts. So this would be using my Dotson contact to get this message relayed.
Is it a friend who you're entrusting to pass along this message? Is it a service? What is this contact?
Yes, I think it's this is through a,
All right. How many dots do you have in
3?
contacts? With 3 dots. With 3 dots in contacts. One contact who can do or get something expensive or hard for you. I would think that could apply to getting a message to somebody. So who is this person?
My real inclination here is that it's a clergy member, which I wouldn't normally tap.
Tell me about this clergy member.
I've only gone to a church a handful of times since. And I think only one of those times did it not end in complete carnage. And I think there was a nun who was kind to me.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll go with that. There is a nun named Sister Bernadette who is quite, she's getting up there in years now. But she was kind to me.
Okay.
And sort of turned the tides.
I can't imagine that you reach out to get in touch with her very often.
No.
But you do know that she runs a homeless shelter out of the basement of the church that you went to. You know how to get in touch with her. And And you're able to kind of go up to that old school rotary phone that's been hanging on the wall as a decoration in La Palabra for years and pull the receiver off the hook, and you get a dial tone and are able to call the church. Sister Bernadette speaking.
Sister, I need you to do me a favor.
Oh, is this Giselle?
Sister, I need you to do me a favor.
Oh, bless you, child. What can I do for you?
I know this is strange, but you know who works in mysterious ways. There's a call I can't make for myself.
Okay.
I need you to save some people. That's what you do, right? You save people.
Oh, well, I do my best. Is someone in trouble?
Yes. Do you know Benedict Consulting? If you don't, just you'll find them anywhere. They're downtown.
No, he's a huge donor to our programs here. Benedict Consulting has been supporting us for years.
Of course he has. Naturally. Why wouldn't he?
Are you okay? You sound a bit distracted.
I'm fine. I need you to, please, this is important. I need you to get in touch with their office tomorrow during the day.
Okay.
Today during the day, I suppose. It's early, it's late, I need you to let them know and this should be verbatim. This will be the only warning. Benedict is in danger. Get him and other essential personnel out by tonight.
Oh, all right.
Thank you, sister. And I hang up quickly.
It takes a moment, but the phone starts to ring. Almost immediately after you hang up.
Good afternoon, Blue Bayou. Or good morning.
I'm sorry. I think I must have the wrong number. Have a blessed day. And then the line will go dead.
And I hang up.
Anything else you all want to set in motion before you take a day's rest as the sun begins to rise in Miami?
Luffy, I want receipts as a tax write-off. It's now part of the burlesque show rehearsals.
Louvier is currently trying to figure out how to charge cocaine to a credit card.
That's exactly why I asked for receipts.
He's 100%. He's like sending weird messages out to like, hey, do you know someone that has like super weed? Is that a thing? I'm sure it's a thing.
If
right?
I see one weird Venmo transaction with any weird emojis, I'm coming for you.
How do you delete Venmo history?
Louvier, roll me charisma and stealth.
Hell yeah. Am I good at either of those? I'm good at charisma. Yeah, let's go. 2 successes.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Carmina. I don't think you're going to be able to write off all of this stuff.
Javier is drunk texting Sid. He's
there's
not
something
drunk,
that just says inflatable companions, and there's like 4 different charges, each for like $600 on there. Best probably not to ask questions.
Yeah, I know.
Luvier, as you're kind of texting back and forth with Sid, while you all settle in for the night and try and get some rest, you see, like, Sid did not respond to your initial message with, they told me not to invite you, XYZ, blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
But every once in a while, you see the 3 dots pop up and then go away. And they'll pop up a couple minutes later, and then they'll go away. And the more you drunk text, the more I imagine, correct me if I'm wrong, the more belligerent and straightforward it kind of gets.
100%. At one point it says, it should have been you.
After that, you get the 3 dots for a second, and then you just get a knife emoji. That's all you get is just a knife.
Please.
And with that, our kindred lay themselves down on the morning of what will be a very eventful evening, one way or the other. I think that's a good spot to end tonight.
Vampire the Masquerade can get so weird.
Look,
Understatement.
every
I'm aware
time
that it's like partially our fault, but like
Oh, it's all our fault.
I love it. It's
Entirely our
perfection.
fault.
Every once in a while, I'm like, you know what? This episode is going to be super serious. There's a lot of heavy shit happening. And then all of a sudden you're like, okay,
Can't get
I'm going to
these
throw a
fetus.
bachelor party. We need strippers and we need to have all these people come and have fist fights in the lobby of a business of who, like,
fist fights.
I'm very proud. Luffy, baby, come on. You're pretty. You're not stupid. With that, thank you all so much for joining us this evening. The Coterie has put together a lot of plans for how to get in and out, well, maybe not out, of the building housing Benedict Consulting. Currently, as it stands, there's a lot of things that are in place to make it seamless to go in, nab Percival, and get out. We'll see how that goes for them next time on the finale of season 2 of the Nightlife on the 28th. Mark your calendars, folks. With that, let's hear where we can find everybody else in the meantime. Jen, let's start with you.
Sure. I am Jen Kretschmer. You can find me on Twitter as @DreamWisp. You can find me streaming on Twitch as DreamWispJen. On Tuesdays, I am on Demiplane's channel for Children of Erte. Wednesdays, I am here. Fridays, I am over on Never Ending's channel. Also, keep an eye out because we are about to launch a Nazi's Tapestry of Lives, which is an incredible book of NPCs you can drop into all of your adventures across systems, and they all come with fun intro monologues that are voice acted by all sorts of voice actors. And there are more than 85 of us working on this project. So it's pretty cool. It launches very soon. And that's, yeah, I do a bunch of stuff. The best place to find out what I'm doing is over on Twitter.
All right, I'm going to get the long list out of the way. Nora.
Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Nora Ibrahim. I've been your bougie boss babe, Ventru.
Enabler. That's what she was tonight. She was an enabler.
Tonight and most nights, totally an enabler. You can catch me here, obviously, on Wednesdays. On Thursday evenings, you can catch me on Black Dice Society on Dungeons & Dragons official channel, which is returning finally after a few weeks hiatus, which we had for B. David Mark Mirror at D&D in a Castle. So we are back tomorrow night. Fridays at 5 p.m. on the Glass Cannon is our Call of Cthulhu long ass campaign, Time for Chaos. It is amazing. We are just wrapping up our season 1 in just a few episodes. And then also on Fridays, starting September 30th, please join us for season 2 of New York by Night, which I will be in for our All Camarilla coterie. And then this Friday is going to be the closing date for voting online for the Gamehers Awards, which I'm nominated for 2 categories in Cosplayer of the Year and Creative Streamer of the Year. So please go to thegamehers.com/vote and vote for me, pretty please.
Do it. She's wonderful. She deserves it.
And you can find me at Neurological I can update you on all the things.
See, I told you guys it was going to be the long one.
Sorry.
No, don't apologize. I love that you're doing so much awesome, amazing shit. Gabriel.
Hi. Definitely go check out the Kickstarter Jem was talking about. I do actually voice one of the NPCs in it. I'm not going to tell you which one, but he's hot. So that's pretty much all that really matters.
Shocker.
You can find me all across the internet most days. Mondays on C&E Games, Tuesdays on That Bronze Girls channel, next Wednesday here, Friday on Joe Fudge's channel. I'm just kind of all over the place because I decided that I didn't want to sit still. I also have a Kickstarter coming out in a couple weeks that is going to basically be focused around rollable tables and tarot card style of basically a way to have a session 0 in a box or in a table so that all of the people have a way to talk about their character at the table together as much as they want to. And then the GM will always have some backstory to build off of. And it literally takes 30 minutes to an hour.
I love that.
I spent like an hour doing this because I was running one shots and I had no idea what anyone's character was supposed to be. So I'm like, no, I'm going to build something for it. And it is system agnostic, which is the important thing.
Amazing. Justus.
That's me.
Have you ever said that to him before?
Many times.
I love it so
The
much.
soft J.
Yeah.
Justus. Hus.
Switch it over to Latin.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Hi.
Hi, everyone. I don't have nearly as much going on. I just started a new job at Norse Foundry. So this
Yay,
week
we
we'll
love
be at, where am I? Salt Lake FanX. So if you're in the area, stop by and say hi. Other than that, Friday, episode 2 of Bleeding Kansas, a Vampire Chronicle is coming out, where I play a Ventru, and I absolutely love everything that the storyteller lets us do. It's wonderful. That'll be premiering at 8 on the Gehenna Gaming YouTube channel. That's it. That's me.
I have even less than you. I haven't got shit going on right now. Check out my Twitter at D'Amico Diana for all the stuff that I'm not doing. I post pictures of dice there right now, and I get mouthy when I feel like it. So could be entertaining. Who knows? Otherwise, I'll see all of you back here next Wednesday, same bat time, same bat channel for the finale of season 2 of the Nightlife, where we figure out exactly how deep a hole this coterie is digging for themselves by calling all of these people in to take down Lucian, Angelica, and Harvey. Thank you so much, guys. Have a wonderful evening, a wonderful week, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.